Good day, my friends, and welcome to day 31 of my weight loss journey. I welcome those if you choose to come for a walk with me today, and I appreciate those who do. So today, what I was going to touch on that came to me were about relationships in our lives, and there's 3 different forms of relationships. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. And first, with my journey with my weight loss, I'm not fully on keto yet. I am fasting, doing my, I think it was 18-hour fast yesterday, intermittent fasting, and I just ran out of supplies, guys, for food. Certain food, my eggs. I ran out of eggs, and they're my main meal, so I don't get paid until Friday. And had some pasta. I had pasta mixed with ground beef. And you know, I really stick to, or I try my best to, I stick to eating vegetables and meat first, and then carbs last, because it does keep your insulin spike much lower by doing it that way. And it's been proven, and a lot of people are now seeing the effects from that. So I am doing it now as well, and sharing it with you guys. And yeah, so on Friday, hopefully on Friday, we'll see, because there's only one person I know who has a Costco card, to get 60 eggs. It's pretty windy here today. I would also like to get a haircut, trim this stuff down here. Yeah, so I was unsure of what to share about today. I didn't know if I'd have anything, and of course, when I was working and healing my body and healing my lungs, you know, I do that every day. It's a part of my process in restoring myself back to perfect health, is by doing this each day. And it's taken 3 years, just over 3 years now, to where I was at the beginning to where I'm at now. And there's a big difference, and now it's just pushing myself right each day. And I hope that for each of you as well. I hope that you find whatever it is in your life that you're pushing past it, whatever those thoughts or feelings are, whatever those circumstances are. I really hope for each of you that you're pushing through, you know, whatever's in your life today, in this moment today. So I had an alignment with relationships that first came to me of when I was laying in the light this morning. And the first one was relationships with others in my past. And through those relationships with others in my past, you know, it's the people, looking at the people in our lives today. I have a small, very small circle of friends. I don't know if anyone else out there, you know, has reached a space of time of your age where you have a very small circle of friends. And, you know, throughout my journey, we start learning we have to remove those that are not assisting us to our best version of who we truly are. And you know, everyone serves a purpose. There's nothing negative about it in like towards another. But it's really removing those in our lives that bring us down to that not being the best version that we want to see for ourselves. You know, that was one thing. And that's why I have a very small circle. I can actually count on one hand of people, you know, that I'm close to personally in my life today. So it's a whole life, oh, this guy's just racing through. There's you learn all this in life, right? On how we feel, and those that gossip, in life, we start removing ourselves from that, right? Oh, he's coming this way now. Hold on a sec, guys. Yeah, I used to want to have my car loud too. It was a cool thing for me to do when I was younger. Anyways, yeah, it's just really watching those in our lives. Are they really lifting you up in life? Are they gossiping about you? Are they, are you just entangled in things that you want to be freed from? And we eventually have to release ourselves from, the friends that we have or have had, and you see how your life gets better. And it's nothing negative, like I said, towards anyone else, right? So, but what's the most important relationship? For you in your life, what is that most important relationship? I had someone comment yesterday on my video on how they had a very hard upbringing. And I think that's an understatement from how they wrote it. And a lifelong journey of now reaching the space where she likes herself. I lived like that too. And that most important relationship, there's the part A, part B. I think part B. But it's that relationship with ourselves and liking ourselves. And then going even a step more is reaching that space of loving ourselves, where you truly love yourself unconditionally. That was the next step through my unfolding, And it's truly now I have boundaries for what I allow and what I don't in my life. Because the most important relationship is the one with myself. So, I really watch people through observation. It's never, when people, sometimes, when you hear someone being aware and observing, they feel that judgment is there. And it can be for some, if they haven't grown past that stage yet. But it's called discernment. And what discernment is, you see the truth in life, in things, whatever they are, and there's like zero judgment, right? When you're in discernment. But it's also for your spiritual growth of your evolution. So it comes at a higher space of understanding and seeing things for what they are without any judgment, seeing the truth at the level of your understanding at that time, and then it helps your soul evolve in life. And that's discernment. And that's what I live in, and I've been living in for quite a few years now in that space, and really the last probably 2 really deep in it. And then thirdly, I felt abandoned in my life, you guys, because of the hard life I had, in the way it was for me. And I don't know how many times just swearing at the light of God throughout my life. I felt so abandoned in my life. And since finding in my life forgiveness through all the work I've done in 30 years of my life of a healing journey, I started understanding more than what my perspectives were at the time of having anger and resentments towards other people. I started understanding more to be able to forgive. Now, sometimes it's hard to forgive yourself. Got many experiences with that. And sometimes it's hard, to forgive others. And I've had many experiences with that, believe me. And I had to write. I did the same thing again today. You know what? I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to walk all the way around. Bus should pull up. Forgiving is a really hard thing to do, and it took years and decades of work. My hair again. Here. Of work. But when we find forgiveness for ourselves, and we do whatever that healing work is to bring healing to experiences, and we find forgiveness for ourselves, and we find forgiveness towards others, then we release the blame. Blaming ourselves or blaming other people. When that process happened in my life through all the work I've done to have these understandings, holy moly, you can tell she's windy. We find the light of God again. We find our worthiness back to what we were created from, in light. And it becomes very beautiful. And then that relationship, you know, is like one of the strongest relationships in my life today, as I am led by that. It's through that form of relationship. So in my life today, it's so easy for me. It's so windy here, you guys. In my life today, it's so easy, you know, to have boundaries for what I allow and how people make me feel, or if they do things against me. It's just to remove them, but I don't blame them. They have, better watch out here. You know, when people do those things, they're still conditioned in things that are not serving them in their highest version of their best version of self, and that's okay. But it's not my problem. It's not my job to do other people's work for them. It's just my job in life is to share how I got to this space I got to, and that's what I'm doing, you know, through these videos. So yeah, so that is that for today. I want to thank you for coming and joining me for a walk today. And this is beautiful now because I can actually walk on the grass. See those puddles there? Some people were speeding by the other day, or last week, whenever it was, 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of poop here on the ground though, guys. So yeah, thank you for coming and joining me for a walk today. That's how just really feeling the joy in my life today, even with my challenges and pushing through them, and not being stuck in a place where I feel helpless and I can't do much. You know, we all can when we find that fire and desire to push past whatever our challenges are. So yeah, I'm gonna walk around again today, you guys. I'm gonna do 2 laps today, and I look forward to catching you tomorrow.